Hello friends, in this video we will see some of the most key important areas that we need to cover for prelims. I am not a person who believes in astrology, or I am not a person who believes in predicting things. You cannot predict future. But I am a person who believes very strongly in science, and I also believe that UPSC question paper is made scientifically. It is not a guesswork. So people keep saying that I guessed the answer. You cannot guess these answers. You have to plan for those questions, you have to prepare for those questions, you have to get skilled in solving those questions. So for that, the first step would be to know where those questions are coming from, or the areas which are very key for solving those questions. So some of such areas, so I would not be able to cover exhaustively everything in this video, but I would be able to give you at least an overview of the most important areas that I would actually read if I were to go into the prelims examination hall this time. So without any delay, let us go into the video. So we'll go through the video, the 10 most important topics to clear prelims. So that is what we'll see in the subsequent videos, and my name is J.Sivarajarajendran and I have attempted 9 times the UPSC exam and mains 8 times and interview 6 times. So with this information we will go into the video, and the first thing, see, first key important area. So what are all the, if you ask me, there are 10 or maximum 7 key areas for clearing prelims that you should very well know before going into the examination hall. And the 10 key important areas are: first is polity, and then history, geography, economics, environment, international organizations, science and technology. And in polity, for example, if you see preamble, fundamental rights, fundamental duties, directive principles, without this you cannot show me a question paper. So one question most of the time I have seen in some, I think we have solved in 2020 question paper, I think first 20 question we had 5 or 6 questions from this area. So when you are reading polity, be thorough with. So the second most important thing is this parliament. In parliament, if you ask me what is the important thing, means president versus governor, president's power of ordinance, president power of pardoning, president's power, other legislative powers which the president has, and what he does or she does when compared to governor. So this is most key. And the next is this the speaker. What the speaker does is also very important thing which UPSC always concentrates. And in relation to speaker, if you see, they will concentrate in this 10th schedule. 8 or 9 years, if you have seen prelims question paper, I think at least for 4 times this has been asked. 4 to 5 times this 10th schedule in different ways they have asked. And there is actually so many current affairs issue related to this 10th schedule of disqualification of members for joining, or political parties joining some other political parties. This was the thing. So you have to know when it was taken, or when it was passed, and when it was amended, and what are the amendments, whether there is a recent amendment, something. So 10th schedule, please look at it. And the next and other schedules, see, and in polity, what other things in Lakshmikant you have to be very sure is that, see, this is 10th schedule we have seen, and the next is this 5th and 6th schedule. See, 5th and 6th schedule related to tribal areas. It is actually very complicated. You cannot read in a constitution per se. If you read those schedules, it is very complicated. But in Lakshmikant, it is very easily given, or in DD Basu also it is very easily given. So I would prefer that, see, after 10th schedule, please look into this 5th and 6th schedule. They have already always concentrated on that. And the next key important thing is the languages. So what are all the 22? For example, 22 languages are in a schedule. So what are all those languages? When it was added? And most importantly, what are all the classical languages? Tamil, Telugu, Odia and Malayalam. So if you happen to see why I say this languages are important, classical languages are important means I have personally written this question 3 times. So whatever I am saying is through the observation that I have made. I thought that these areas are very important. So languages you should know. Next is this very key. So if you happen to see, if there are 10 questions from polity, split them accordingly. Supreme Court or court related. See, Supreme Court or High Court. Some powers of Supreme Court or number. So for example, numbers of Supreme Court judges, now the numbers have been increased or more appointments have been made. So how are these appointments made? What is the methodology of appointment? Next, how do you remove? So can we remove the Supreme Court judge easily? What is proved or misbehavior or incapacity? For example, president he can be, or vice president can be president during incapacity of the president. What is that? So in the case of vacancy, what they do. So if you happen to see in these areas, you should be very, very confident. And see, polity is a very large book. So in that, if you are able to concentrate on these areas, it will be very, very nice. Next is this next is this CAG or Comptroller and Auditor General of India, Attorney General of India, and this Delimitation Commission. See, Delimitation Commission is not specifically in Constitution, but Delimitation Commission, Office of Profit. What is Office of Profit? These are all things. See, I cannot explain each and everything because I don't think I will be able to finish it within a particular time. So I want to finish it within a particular time. So please look into all these things. All these words are very important. So next we will go. Next is this history. See, history, people keep skipping history. Please don't. History is very important. So history, ancient India, people, you should not think that it is tough. In ancient India also, UPSC has a way of asking questions. Certain themes or certain areas are very, very key. For example, Buddhism. See, if you are able to see this properly, it is Buddhism. So Buddhism. So one question from Buddhism have always been there. Buddhism or Jainism or this Vedic religion. So about the ancient religion, how they came, everything you have to know. And another thing, Indus Valley civilization. This question, this one, here one question, here one question, and in the what are all the, how many Vedas are there? What is the, for example, Chandogya Upanishad, or for example, Satyameva Jayate, where it is in which or Satyameva Jayate. The slogan, Indian slogan, where in which Upanishad it is there? Chandogya Upanishad, Mundaka Upanishad. Please check all these important Upanishads. Not, see, there are so many Upanishads. No, you cannot read everything. I am saying important Upanishad. What is this Chandogya Upanishad? What is this Mundaka Upanishad? What are all, how many mandalas are there in Vedas? This you should know. And the next thing in ancient India, which is very, very important, is 6 schools of philosophy. See, Mimasa, Vedantika, and there is an atomic philosophy. 6 schools are there. See, what are all the philosophies? You please check that. And the next thing in medieval India. So first ancient India, next medieval India. What are all the important areas in medieval India is that, if you ask me, new NCRT, there are many boxes on the side. So if you happen to see new NCRT, modern, and you can actually include ancient also. This new NCRT, there in the side there will be so many boxes. Whatever in the box it is given, please read it. In the box only, for example, what is Bania, or what is so UPSC has a way of asking, for example, questions like some keywords they give, and they ask the significance of that word in medieval India. Or for example, what is that Ikta system? What is Ikta system? What is Mir Bakshi? What is Amil? or who are all the travelers? So, who are all the travelers who came to India? Fasian, Huan Swang, many other people who would have come. Razak, many other people who came to India. You have to know all those people. Where are those things? Means it is in the medieval India book. And if you see the boxes, so the boxes are the keys for which you will clear medieval India. Next, and modern India, see, modern India is very pretty standard. You have to mug up every, see, I do not know what word I can use other than that. You have to mug up everything which is in spectrum. Organization, the table. So for example, which organization, who formed, which is the leader. So which is the leader, why this organization formed. So for example, if you are reading an organization, you have to know the leader, you have to know the place where it was formed, you have to know the objective. So why it was formed, something they will ask. Jyotiba Phule, whoever, Gandhiji, Ambedkar, main. So at least main remember Jyotiba Phule, Ambedkar, Gandhiji, and Raja Ram Mohan Roy. Many of these important leaders, at least please look into it. And in modern India spectrum, you have to read the whole thing, mug up the whole thing, and write a test. And this organization table is very important. Next is this culture. Culture topic, see, 8 dance, please look into those 8 dances. What are all the Kuchipudi, Kathakali, Odissi, everything. And the other dance, see, where do they ask these questions? Means, see, some of the folk dances are there, some dances are there, some paintings are there. Where do they ask? Means, see, there is a UNESCO list in India, UNESCO approved list in India. UNESCO is an organization which preserves these culture. Environment and culture preservation is the work of UNESCO. And the UNESCO in India, or the list in India, has places, has paintings, has dances. If you see where UPSC is asking all these questions, it is from this list. Okay, it is not asking any random thing, no. It is asking the places, paintings, dances from this list. It's a very big list. Please look into that list. And again, see, architecture, painting. So what are all the architecture which have been there? NCERT, if you have read, it is enough. And Nitin Singhania, if you have read also, it is enough. Painting, please look into the difference between Ajanta and Ellora. Ajanta and Ellora. And in architecture, please look into Mamallapuram, that is Mahabalipuram, and Kailasnath temple. Kailasnath temple. Two things. Which is in current affairs now. Kailasnath temple, Mahabalipuram, and architecture, Ajanta Ellora. And in this Indus Valley civilization, UNESCO recently approved a site, or UNESCO preservation site, Dolvaria. Please look into this site. I think this time it might come also. Dolvaria. Where is Dolvaria? What is Dolvaria? What is the significance of Dolvaria in Indus Valley civilization? See, in the painting la Ajanta and Ellora. See, all these things I am just giving you crux. You have to do the hard work. Please do that. Next, geography. In geography, climatology, or different climate. In Gocheng Liang, don't go for any very big books. Gocheng Liang, that yellow color book, standard book, it is a school book. If you read all the climate you should know. Mainly Mediterranean, British, China climate, Laurentian climate, what is this steppe climate, what is this savanna climate, what is this equatorial climate, what is this monsoon climate. Every line you should know. Line, without knowing, see, the point in very important question. If one question, confirm one question. Okay, one question from this, and you can take as ocean current also. From this one question, or climate. So either this, one question they will ask definitely. Next is this Indian geography. In Indian geography, I think 9th or 10th. So I think that will be enough. Or 11th geography NCRT something. From that basic, if you have understood the different minerals, what is iron ore, what is chromium ore, what is where are all these, for example, coal, where it is obtained, petroleum, where it is obtained, simple in the 9th 10th book, 11th book it is given. Next it is given crops. What is kharif crops, what is rabi crops, simple. What is rice, what for example, you should know what is rice, wheat and all, okay, but what temperature, or cotton, sugar cane, see, it is and all interesting. You should know all these crops, and you should know what the soil is, what the rainfall is, what the temperature is required. நல்லா இருக்கும். See, in Tamil cinema, heroes are more prone to, I mean, more prone to having this agriculture as the most important thing. Please do look into all these things. 9th 10th 11th NCRT, nowhere you should search for all these things. It is here. So if you read that, it is enough. Next, Indian map la, see what are all the maps la, it is most important. Rivers, mountains, and recently glacier related questions are being asked, because I think glaciers are being eroded slowly or be disappearing slowly, and hence they are asking this. Now, other than mountains and rivers, they are also asking glaciers. So in the map how you have to read is that it is not a one day thing, the one day match kadiyadu. This you should do in a daily or weekly, or whenever you are bored. So in the afternoon when you are bored, you should do this. Map appadina you have to do. Map you cannot, for example, sit and read map for 10 days 20 days la mudiyadu. Okay. Next, world. So in world, see, world map la what you have to read is, world map is large, you have to read so many things. But my suggestion would be you should know this, where is this Red Sea, where is China Sea, where is Mediterranean Sea, where is Caspian Sea, Black Sea. In the first, in the 5 sea you read, and you should know which are all the countries surrounding this sea. இதுதான் key. World map la, yes, actually mountains sometimes they have asked, where is this Appalachian mountain, it is in USA. So important mountains, maybe I will make some important mountains on the map point, I will have a separate video. But on a world map la, if you have if you are a person not in geography, or if you are worried about world map na, at least see these places. The Red Sea enga irukku, China Sea enga irukku, Mediterranean Sea enga irukku, Caspian Sea enga irukku, Black Sea enga irukku, and what are all the countries surrounding that. Either at least first padinga. Okay, next we will go. So next is economics. See, economics don't confuse yourself. Confuse, don't get stuck. Macroeconomics, key terms and definition, rendu line padinga. So rendu line. If there is a definition for inflation, let us assume there is an inflation definition, or base effect definition. ஒரு பேஸ் எஃபெக்ட்னா என்ன, ஸோ வாட் ஆர் ஆல் த கீ டெஃபினிஷன் என்ன, அதை புரிஞ்சுக்கோங்க. ஓகேவா. கரன்சி இஸ் கோயிங் அப், ஆர் கரன்சி வேல்யூ அப் ஆர் டவுன், வாட் டஸ் தட் மீன்னு அண்டர்ஸ்டாண்ட். ரெண்டு வேர்டு தான். ஆர் வாட் இஸ் பேலன்ஸ் ஆஃப் பேமெண்ட், ஆர் வாட் இஸ் இம்போர்ட் எக்ஸ்போர்ட். ஓகேவா. when, for example, when import increases, export increases, what the economy would be. So in the definition ரெண்டு லைன். ஓகேவா. இதெல்லாம் if you have thorough in economics, macro economics, actually it is enough. Okay, very basic definition, understand it from a very young age. Human beings have the capability of economics. நம்மளுக்கு வந்து காசு வச்சு நல்லாவே தெரியும். ஓகேவா. Use that basic economic solution techniques with the help of this definition, and எல்லாத்தையும் இந்த லிங்க் பண்ணுங்க. இந்த மணி சப்ளை, இப்போ ஃபார் எக்ஸாம்பிள் இம்போர்ட் எக்ஸ்போர்ட் அதிகமாச்சுன்னா what will happen, inflation if it is going up, what will happen to the money supply, everything. இப்போ money, see, whatever economics la, whatever terms you are reading, always have that to the money supply. For example, any step RBI takes, so RBI வந்து whatever measures they are taking, cash reserve ratio, statutory liquidity fund. There is one separate chapter. On the chapter la whatever RBI step is taking, what happens to this money supply, idha neenga padikkanum. Okay, next is this see, next is very idha vandu they have, I think 4 or 5 times they have asked. Okay, what is this wholesale price index, what is this consumer price index, what are all its composition. In the composition vandu economic survey la it is clearly given, or whatever book you have, in that what is the composition of wholesale price index, what is the composition of consumer price index. Next, index of industrial production in the composition. In the index of industrial production, you go back and check, in preliminary exam they have asked 3 times. Same composition sutti ketanga. Okay, so you have to know this. Next, and see again, see whatever we have learnt, WPA, CPA, IIP, what you have to see is that trends. So just chumma check in some newspaper or something, whatever in newspaper, import export. So import of cooking oil, what is the trend? Import of pulses, what is the trend? And growth of GDP, what is the trend from 2010, so 2022, or 2014 to 2022, what is the trend, or 2018 to 2022. In the trend வந்து பாருங்க, அதாவது GDP how it has increased or decreased or where it has gone. In the trend, in the 4, in the 3 data என்னன்னு பாருங்க. இந்த 3 data 2010 to 2020, 14 to 22. see இதெல்லாம் பாருங்க, பார்க்கணும். see இந்த டேட்டா எல்லாம் கஷ்டம் எடுத்து நியூஸ்பேப்பர், see don't go anywhere. Newspaper it comes every day. For example, yesterday GDP growth order data, import export order data, first import has increased 45% ன்னு தெளிவா ஃபர்ஸ்ட் பேஜ்ல இருந்துச்சு. 45% import வந்து ஆகஸ்ட்ல இன்க்ரீஸ் ஆயிருக்கு, சாரி எக்ஸ்போர்ட் இன்க்ரீஸ் ஆயிருக்கு, இம்போர்ட்ல எக்ஸ்போர்ட் 45% இன்க்ரீஸ் ஆயிருக்கு. இதுல அதுல தேடுங்க அந்த ட்ரெண்ட் எப்படி இருக்கு, what has happened. ஓகேவா, நெக்ஸ்ட், and in budget, key schemes in budget. see இந்த key schemes, ஓகேவா, key schemesலாம் என்னென்ன இந்த பட்ஜெட்ல என்னென்ன போட்டிருக்காங்க பாருங்க. ஓகேவா, and economic survey, see and economic surveyல அந்த பாக்ஸ், see in historyல நான் சொன்ன medieval Indiaல அந்த பாக்ஸ் எல்லாம் I asked you to read. same way in economic survey, if possible, if and only if possible, and the box you please read. Next is environment. see in environment there are 2 things. see in the act, without reading these 2 acts, okay, Wildlife Protection Act, Environment Protection Act, without reading these 2 acts, please do not go into that examination hall. இதை நான் வந்து அடிச்சு சொல்லுவேன், இதில் இருக்க காம்போசிஷனை please read. without reading these 2, do not go inside. next, United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change, definitely see that. Green Climate Fund, intended nationally determined contribution na enna. This is Paris Accord. what is this? see these 3 things in environment, these 3 things, what please see in this 2 act please, without reading this act. composition of Wildlife Protection Act பாத்தீங்கன்னா அதுல Zoo Authority of India இருக்கு, National Wildlife Board இருக்கு, National Park, Wildlife Sanctuary, 6 schedule இருக்கு, 6 schedules in Wildlife Protection Act. please see that 6 schedule. okay, I am not see அதான். next, National Park, Wildlife Sanctuary, Tiger Reserve, what are all there India, how many ever possible. see this also like map, not one day process. every day you have to do this, every day process இது. ஒரு நாள்ல you cannot read all the national parks, wildlife sanctuary, tiger reserves. very important. next, Ramsar sites. இதுக்கெல்லாம் where you have to go na, Wikipediaல list of Ramsar sites, list of mangrove sites, list of coral reserve sites in India, list of tiger reserves in India, list of wildlife sanctuaries. In the wildlife sanctuary kuda you can actually skip at least, or national park and tiger reserve, and I think I forgot biosphere reserve. இந்த எல்லாமே list okay, list in Wikipedia. Ramsar site, mangrove site, coral site, national park, tiger reserve, இந்த லிஸ்ட் எல்லாம் பார்க்கணும். ஓகேவா, விக்கிபீடியால பார்க்கணும். And what is this, for example, CO2 emission, what is this? Wikipedia la first line la please on the paragraph la CO2 emission, sulfur dioxide emission, what is acid rain, பாருங்க ஆசிட் ரெயின்னா என்ன, இ வேஸ்ட் எமிஷன்னா என்ன, ப்ளீஸ் பாருங்க. ஓகேவா? நெக்ஸ்ட் இன்டர்நேஷ்னல் ஆர்கனைசேஷன். இன்டர்நேஷ்னல் ஆர்கனைசேஷனில் ஐ திங்க் கன்வென்ஷன்ஸ் ரொம்ப முக்கியம். இன் என்விரான்மெண்ட் இட் ஆக்சுவலி கம்ஸ் கிளைமேட் அண்ட் என்விரான்மெண்ட், வாட் ஆர் ஆல் த கன்வென்ஷன்ஸ், நியூக்ளியர் சம்மிட், WTO, எனி சம்மிட் அண்ட் ஆல் தீஸ் சம்மிட்ஸ் இன் கரண்ட் அஃபேர்ஸ். ஓகேவா? இதுதான் முக்கியமாக யூ ஷுட் டேக் ஃப்ரம் கரண்ட் அஃபேர்ஸ். What are all, see, G7 summit, G20 summit, BRICS, இது வந்து ASEAN summit and Shanghai Cooperation Organization. This please look, this time please look this. இது வந்து they have made something, so please look into this. What is this convention, climate change, nuclear, WTO, what is Wassenaar agreement? I think I didn't add here. What is Wassenaar agreement? What is Australia group? What is missile technology control group? What is nuclear supplier group? Missile control technology regime. What is Australia group? What is Wassenaar agreement? 4 அது எல்லாம் தெரியணும், இது எல்லாம் தெரியணும், அதுவும் தெரியணும். Next, economic. So for example, regional cooperation economic partnership, regional cooperation economic partnership with ASEAN we have. So adu enna parunga, any other country we have adiyum parunga. And all the reports, see in the reports la, what World Bank publishes as report, IMF publishes as report, World Economic Forum publishes as report. In the report allan theriyum what report is that. Okay, please look into that. Next, science and technology is very important. Whatever ISRO has done you have to know, whatever DRDO. Okay, see in the DRDO liyum don't go into very in-depth detail. ISRO la in-depth detail in the camera angle la in the camera vechanga don't go. Major things, any rockets launched, any satellites launched, important satellites launched, any important, so for example Chandrayaan 2 was a very important event. This time Chandrayaan 2 may be asked in a question, what engine, cryogenic engine was used, என்னது இது, what is cryogenic engine, what is the scientific technology behind that, ISRO la padinga. DRDO la any rockets newly launched or any technology which has been done, please look into that. Next, genetic engineering. See in genetic engineering this question has been asked 3 times or 4 times. Okay, what is BT cotton, what is BT brinjal, what is mustard, what is this CRISPR Cas9 technique? It is a genetic molecular scissor. In the question 3 times they have asked, in the question 4 times they have asked. What is genetic engineering committee, they have asked once. In the last 10 years they have asked suppose 8 times they have asked. So genetic engineering padikama we cannot go inside the examination. Next, see diseases, idhula ஒரு question will come, idhula diseases will come, one question. So already see, if you see in the Zika virus was created a problem, Zika was asked. Ebola created a problem, Ebola was asked. H1N1 created a problem, H1N1 asked. If in the எதுவுமே create ஆகலனா UPSC ask HIV and hepatitis A, B, C இது என்னன்னு. So you have to know all. See இதுக்கெல்லாம் எங்க போய் படிக்கணும்னா universal Wikipedia, universal area for all these things. BT cotton you want to read, padinga. BT brinjal Wikipedia padinga. Mustard padinga. Okay, book la irundha book la padinga. Wherever you have read, please read it. But ana simple ah padinga. Don't research. But Zika virus ku poi research பண்ணிட்டு இருக்காதீங்க. How, what is that virus, how it is transmitted, why it is transmitted. Same like corona. And in the vaccine, corona vaccine la I have made a very clear video also. Corona vaccine, what is the difference between genetic vaccine, mRNA vaccine, DNA vaccine, what is vaccine, everything I have made. You can look into that. Adha paathukonga, very important. Next, artificial intelligence, blockchain, stem cell research, nanotechnology, very very important. Idha padinga. Okay, இதை எங்க படிக்கணும்னா இதுக்கு எங்கேயும் you should not go for searching books. எங்க படிக்கணும்னா விக்கிபீடியால படிக்கணும். இது என்னன்னு தெரிஞ்சுக்கணும். What you should know what these are, what these methodologies are, what is artificial intelligence, what is blockchain technology, what is internet of things, what is internet of things. இதெல்லாம் you have to know. இந்த இதெல்லாம் you go and read in Wikipedia. Okay, And next, okay, so adukaprom next most important CSAT. I have already told you, please padinga every day at least half an hour something, okay. And next is this current affairs. See, whatever I have discussed, okay, whatever I have discussed, all the relevant current affairs should be there, in the sense that, see, international organization, I said G20, G7, BRICS, Shanghai Cooperation Organization, I said climatic convention, Paris Accord, everything relevant current affairs. So environmental current affairs, polity current affairs, economics current affairs. So for example, economics la they asked one time, bonds or masala bonds na enna, simple ah ketanga, masala bonds. So that time it was a current affairs. Bond you will know, masala bond they are asking. And இன்னொரு time GDP growth rate, how it is trending அப்படின்னு கேட்டாங்க. So in the sense on the GDP you will know how it is trending. So அது current affairs. So everything plus the core thing plus current affairs. Next, இதுதான் ரொம்ப ரொம்ப முக்கியம். See, this is what I said. For the next 30 days, see, for the next 30 days, this is very very important. Please listen to this. The next 30 days, it is very hard to read from book. Okay, a conventional book, it is not possible to read. Very very hard. You will confuse yourself. So what you should do, you should have your conventional book this side, and you should have your previous year question this side. So your left eye should be book, right eye should be your previous year question paper. One side la previous year question paper, one side la book. In the previous year question paper section, each section, tomorrow I will each section, for example, wait just a moment, each section would be there, adhe dhaan, in the polity, economics ellam on the section. And when you read that, answer that, see the key, everything, then go to the book and read the chapter. இப்படி படிக்கணும், இங்க சாப்டர் முடிக்கணும், படிக்கணும், சாப்டர் முடிக்கணும். It is very very easy that way. புக்கை வச்சுக்கிட்டு உட்காந்தா it is hard. And next video la I will make a schedule. So next 30 days, so tomorrow, maybe maximum tomorrow, I will make a schedule, and also I will give you the number of questions that can, the schedule and the number of questions I would put in very soon. But please look into all the things or the important areas that I have said. This is the key for clearing this exam. I hope you liked this video. If you liked it, please do like it, share it, subscribe it, and I hope, that is the point, I hope you use this video to clear this prelims. That is the most important key. All the best. Thank you.